For the record.
Good day, everyone. Welcome once again to another episode of For the Record. This is truly your host,
Senor Simon.
a firm and courageous confidant of truth, an agent of light and clarity to a darkened and unclear controversies in our society and its people. For this discussion on our For the Record, we are going to talk about this state in the United States that passed a law that prohibits a person that is not aligned to the sex designated by the bathroom to enter. The law, which is titled as Safety in Private Spaces Act, criminalizes anyone that will use or enter a bathroom that does not correspond to the sex of that person. But before moving on, may I remind everyone to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and click on the notification bell. Click all so that you will be informed and updated whenever we are having or going to upload video like For the Record, or we're going to have our live streaming. And also, I invite you also to visit our Facebook fan page, that's Senor Simon Issue 101, and don't forget to follow and like our Facebook fan page, and also include in your following our Twitter account, that's at Senor Simon 101. So, let's start with our discussion. And for the people in this world, on planet Earth, that can comprehend our language, I use this language in order for everyone to be able to understand what we are actually talking about. So, for this discussion, we are going to tackle these United States issues, and for this episode, this state. And this is actually the news that happened. Florida, that's the state that we are actually going to talk about. Florida passes bathroom bill that targets transgender community. This is what the New York Post is publishing on their website. And is it to target transgender community, or just a supposedly there should not be a law that should be passed like this if the people of that country or that state or that place knows what they actually have to do or behave in places like not their own, like public places or places of businesses. So, is it really to target transgender? That's the question that I want to make us follow up for this discussion. Because according to this news from nypost.com, Florida passes bathroom bill that targets transgender community. So according to this news, the Florida legislature on Wednesday, let me enlarge this so that we can clearly read the content of this news. The Florida legislature on Wednesday passed a bathroom bill that bans transgender people from using public restrooms that don't align with their sex at birth. The GOP controlled, or that's Grand Old Party, that's the Republican. The GOP controlled Senate voted 26 against 12 to approve House Bill 1521, and the House passed it a short time later in an 80 against 36 vote. The measure now heads to the desk of Republican Governor Ron DeSantis who is widely expected to sign it in law. Under the bill, known as Safety in Private Spaces Act, people could be slapped with a second-degree misdemeanor if they use public restrooms or changing facilities that do not align with their sex assigned at birth. Now, according to this news, the measure would apply to the use of bathrooms at facilities such as public schools and universities, state and local government buildings, prisons, and jails, according to the Orlando Sentinel. And before having additional detail, for those of you who are not familiar about this penalty that has been stated on this news, the second-degree misdemeanor, so we'll just visit a website that explain what is Florida misdemeanor crimes by is all about. So according to this, the second-degree misdemeanor are punishable by a jail term of up to 60 days and a fine of up to $500. So it's just related or could be equated as assault, prostitution, or petty theft, and of course disorderly intoxication. So this is actually what this second-degree misdemeanor is all about. Now, in addition, regarding to that law, from Fisher Phillips' website, it explains how Florida's new bathroom law will impact schools, public employers, and businesses. Okay, so according to this law, it criminalizes the act of entering a bathroom or changing facility that does not correspond to the gender assigned to an individual at birth. So these changing facilities are defined, which includes dressing rooms, fitting rooms, locker rooms, changing rooms, or shower rooms. The law also requires any covered facility, including schools and public facilities, to maintain a bathroom that have at least one restroom designated for the exclusive use of males and one for the exclusive use of females, with the gender categories defined in the bill based on reproductive organs at birth. In the alternative, the facility can have a unisex restroom intended for single occupancy that has floor-to-ceiling walls and locking door. The same rules apply for changing facilities. The law is unclear regarding whether schools and public facilities that have several different floors or buildings must designate all such communal restrooms and changing facilities except unisex as male or female. So, this law that has been passed in the state of Florida, this strengthened, supposedly, as what I've mentioned earlier, as part of our introduction, that this law is not actually necessary until this what we call transgender movement, who is actually a minority, only minority in the United States and probably around the world. It just so happened that these people are just the noisiest, in which, because of that, they are able to influence lawmakers to favor them under the guise and the utilization, under the manipulation of using the equality, fairness, and human rights. So that's actually what is happening in the US right now with this wokeness thing, that the movement, the transgender movement, that is very the noisiest in the United States. So, with this law that has been passed in that state, hopefully other states will follow suit in order to protect the rights of especially women, because the women in the US is, especially the feminist or the feminism movements, are actually also complaining with regards to those who prefer themselves as females, even though they are actually biologically males, to use the bathroom of females. They are feel assaulted, they are feel molested by that action of this transgender. And I wonder, listen to this, friends, I wonder why there are no complaint from the men with regards to transgender females. Why there isn't complaints, or probably an issue raised by the males part. It seems it's a wrong use of word, but from the male side, I think that would be right. From the male side, I haven't read, or I haven't heard any comments that has been raised complaining on transgender women, biologically women, who are who wanted to utilize or use bathroom, CR, changing rooms for males. I wonder why. Haven't you heard such complaint, or haven't you heard or experienced, friends, folks, who issues? Haven't you experienced such what we call this, a time that you use the bathroom, or those bathrooms that are for men, and a transgender woman use the bathroom? Haven't you experienced that? If you do, please mention that in the comment, and I would be glad to read about your experience. Just share your experience in the comment section. If it happened, you've experienced something like a transgender woman entered the men's room, or the men's locker room, or the men's changing room, and change clothing. Just leave a comment with that. Now, anyway, the resources that we are using here on this episode are stated on the description box. Just read it if you want to. If you want to read in detail all the content of our the resources that we are using here, including the House bill that has been passed regarding this Safety in Private Spaces Act. So until then, this has been yours truly,
Senior Simon,
a firm and courageous confidant of truth and agent of light and clarity to darken and unclear controversies in our society and its people. For this episode of
4DRecord.
We'll Say a Well-Informed Person is Advantageous. Take care, God bless you all. All praises belongs to our Lord Jesus Christ. Bye-bye.